Jenny from Just Being Me, and you're listening to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast, the show that inspires you to put yourself first.
Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness. Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness.
We live in a world that often prioritises productivity and constant action. So the idea that we should take time to just be can seem counterintuitive to our success. Yet the being-doing balance is absolutely fundamental to our centered and balanced existence. But it's often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our daily life. Being versus doing isn't about abandoning action altogether. It's about finding a balance between action and stillness, between achieving and simply being in the moment. Being is about presence, mindfulness, and awareness of the present moment. It's about tuning into our inner selves, being conscious of our emotions, thoughts, and sensations without judgment or blame. It's about nurturing love and compassion. Doing, on the other hand, is about action, accomplishment, and achievement. It's about striving towards goals, completing tasks, and making progress in our external lives. It's about clarity, focus, structure, and rules, as well as the need to apply logic. In our fast-paced, instant society, the pressure to constantly do more often leads to burnout, stress, and a sense of emptiness, not even knowing who we actually are. We become so focused on external achievements that we forget about our inner well-being. We find ourselves constantly chasing after success and happiness, but never feeling truly fulfilled. We feel guilt if we're not taking action, as our society labels this as lazy and selfish. Names that we just don't want to associate with ourselves. So we chase the constant doing. Often, we don't even realize that we aren't being and just believe our lives are not what we want them to be because we aren't doing enough. So we create this cycle that will never end until something happens to make us realize our balance is out of kilter. We may never identify that it's being that makes our world feel better. We may just slow down and feel better. Have you ever noticed how much better you feel after a restful holiday? You know, the one where you've had time to read that book, to walk on the beach, to do things that make you feel happy. It's no coincidence that you feel much better after that because you've had time to be. And then when you're home and you pick up the life you had before the holiday, guess what? You feel exactly the same as you did before you went away. You see, it's not the holiday you need, it's the being. So if you add a time in each day to be, you'll feel better generally. Embracing being allows us to grow a deeper sense of self-awareness and inner peace. Being allows us to learn who we really are, not who we are told to be. When we prioritize being, we tap into a source of strength and resilience that lies within us. We become less reactive to what is happening around us and more grounded in our true essence. Being allows us to open the door to our creativity, intuition, and connection with others, as well as ourselves. Finding that balance between being and doing is key to living a fulfilling life. It's about recognizing when to take action and when to pause and simply be. Incorporating practices such as meditation, mindfulness, self-reflection, and conscious thinking into our daily routine can help us cultivate this balance. In a world that values constant motion and productivity, embracing stillness can feel difficult. But it is in moments of stillness that we often find our greatest insight and inspiration. Whether it's taking a walk in nature, meditating, or simply sitting in silence, creating that space for stillness allows us to recharge and reconnect with ourselves. That connection with ourselves is paramount to being the person we actually are, because it gives us the time and space to ask ourselves questions about what we want, how we are, and who we want to be. When we know the answers to that, we can then create a strategy to work towards being that person. Being versus doing is not an either-or proposition, but a personal balance between action and stillness. By cultivating a deeper awareness of both sides of who we are, we can live more authentically, purposefully, and joyfully. So take some time to have those inner heartfelt dialogues and embrace the power of being. My fabulous Just Being Me energy tracker for April to June is now available as an ebook for only £3.33. 3 months of energy tracking plus a section for identifying your energies in conjunction with the moon phases, plus my vibrational chart for £3.33. Happy energy tracking. Thanks for listening today. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the links down below. Oh, and don't forget to press subscribe so you can catch the next one. See you soon.